For part 5 of modeling this library, I had an idea to put some sort of silhouette images, models really, of things like insects on the back wall, just sort of held with a peg. So there's a bit of a distance between the wall and the shadow, and they're very flat, like they're almost carved out of wood or metal or something. So I'll show you what I mean. Come to another scene, and I'm going to look from the front. Another layer, I mean. I'm going to look from the front and just grab a clip art image from the internet. So, for example, if I come here and I go to front, and we take, say, this bee. All right. Whatever. Okay. Let's get it roughly centered. That's good enough. Okay. And, well, maybe I can do better than that. Which way am I going? Okay. Yeah, it's not perfectly centered, so. Okay, so what I would do then is I would take a plane, rotate X 90, go to edit mode and vertex, and collapse the vertices and bring it down. And we would just start tracing this, okay? And it's going to take a little while, so I'm just going to do this. I'll do it kind of quick to show you what I was thinking of. Maybe I'll speed up the video. We'll see. Okay, it's a lot of polys, but let me just come around. We'll just trace one side, and then we'll mirror it over to the other side. And it's going to be pretty small in the background, so it doesn't have to be too great, but it is a lot of polys. But I'll delete some back faces, and we'll get rid of some tables and chairs that maybe we don't need. And we'll make maybe 2 of these, or if it's going really well, maybe we'll make 3 of them. The best thing are these sort of symmetrical insect-like things that can look good when they're flat. I could try a side view of something like a grasshopper. I was thinking of that. I saved an image for that. And I also kind of want to make like an atom model or something and have a few things hanging from the ceiling. It just goes on and on, kind of putting off making the books. That's going to use a lot of polys, and I'll put that on another layer or use bounding boxes or something. But anyways, as you can see, we're just tracing this here. And this is the way I like to do it, E and G instead of control click. I don't know, I'm just more used to this. My son just ate and burped, and so might be a little fussy in the background, so I might have to stop this, but we'll see. Which is fine. That's what we gotta do. It's 2:30 in the morning almost here. Doing the graveyard shift since he was born, almost 4 months. 3 in the morning now feels like 3 in the afternoon for me. It's just so weird. Okay, here we go. Yeah, a lot of polys. But I think it might look cool. I'm not so sure. That's a bit straight. I don't like it too straight. You don't even have to follow the diagram too much. What am I doing here? Oh, what am I doing? What did I do there? E and G. Let's keep going here. No. Okay. G. Okay. E and G. Yeah, like I was saying, you don't have to make it too neat because it's going to be so far out in the distance. lot of people are asking me if I'm updating to the new version of Blender and Eevee and all that. I don't have an overly powerful computer, and to be quite honest with you, I'm just doing this as a hobby, as for fun, and try to help some of you guys out, and just also to just, you know, keep myself occupied. And I don't know, I got enough going on with what I have here. 2.79 is just amazing. But I'm sure in time, I said the same thing about Windows back in the days of Windows 95. I didn't want to upgrade, but I did, and of course, it's the way we do things, just constantly making progress, and sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. This is gonna be a cool bee. Yeah. Okay, a little bit more. Oh, E and G. Come around these. Maybe get a bit of definition around the eye here. Doing it kind of quick to, you know, it's boring for you to watch this on video, so, whereas this is fun, and if it works, I'll be really happy. Okay, now we're coming back to the middle, so I'll just gonna do that. Okay, so let's put on the mirror and click over here so we can see the other side. Put clipping on, bring them together. My bee go. It's a big bee. Where are you? Come on. There you are. I'm going to go ahead and apply that, and then we'll come down to the abdomen here, bring that up, and I'm going to subdivide one more time, why not, and here as well. W subdivide, and I'll take this point and this point, just to round it out just a tiny bit. Okay, with that done, I'm going to commit the ultimate crime, and I am going to, I think, just hit F and E and pull back, give it some thickness. Flip any polys. Now, here's what's going to happen here. I am going to hit smoothing, and it's going to go all berserk, but that's okay. I'm going to select that face, and I'm going to go just E, just like that. And I'm actually going to get rid of this back face, I think. It's only one face. No, I'm going to hit E. I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to try, see if there's any chance a bevel would do anything for me. I don't know where it beveled to that. I don't think it did any good. I'm going to leave it like that. Oh, there my son. And then I was thinking of, let's go ahead right now and bring in a cylinder of like, geez, 12. I'm not even sure the cylinder's not even going to be seen. Rotate X90. We'll scale it down. That'd just be the peg that would hold it to the wall, but just in case. Let's take this and this, and let's move that back. Oh, attack of the bees. That's a big bee. Okay, you'll see what I'm getting at. Let's get rid of that background image. Put the wall on. is okay. Let's give it that other material. Including that, which is obviously not seen, but could probably join them. Don't see it too well here, but see that kind of thing on the wall, maybe smaller in another one. Get tilted if you wanted. You know, so it's sort of like a sciencey library or a natural world. I'm a little curious to know how this would look, what the smoothing is like. If I just turn on this and this, I just want to get a sense of, yeah, it looks okay, so I don't want to do that right now. So let's do another one. From the front view here, my 3D cursor still there. Let's see what else I got. I'll do it from the front. I think I got a beetle. No, a spider. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. I hope it doesn't look too similar. I think it's like an entomology library with all these insect things. What did I do? All right, let's come down to there. Roughly centered anyhow. Here we go again. It's not showing any real depth or anything. I mean, other than like the thickness. So it's not like, you know, one part is on top of another. And I'm not going to do all the joints properly or anything. Oh, come on. Hitting some wrong keys. I'm trying to go kind of quick here. That's okay. These could be like, you know, just like an artist made these. So they're like cut out of wood or something, so they don't have to be too detailed, but you just get the silhouette effect. What happened there? What am I doing over there? My fingers are slipping off the keys a bit. Oh, it's a lot of legs to do. What else can we do? A fish? That might work, maybe. Just thinking of things that we could do from either the top down or side view. I'd like to get a couple of different views if possible. And then, like I say, do like an hanging atom model of some sort, or on a stand. That would look cool just as well. Oh, we're almost done those legs. Come on. That was a bit weird. last leg, and then the palps, or whatever they call those things. Not much of a front there. Sorry if this is really boring for you. It's not boring for me. I can't wait to see how this spider looks on the back wall there. I'm not sure how I'm going to do those books. There's so many of them, of different sizes and different colors. That's why I've been putting that off. And I know it's a pretty important part of a library, isn't it? Okay, what are you doing here? Okay. Palps. Again. Cool. At last. Turn that on. Good enough. Apply. I probably should. I don't think that's going to do anything. Well, I guess it did. Now do we look down here? That's just fine. Let's get rid of the image now. Where are you? Right there. F. Side view. E. I suppose you might want them the same thickness too, the B and the spider. Okay. We'll put smoothing on, and I guess we'll just go like that. Maybe I'll copy it from the other one. I'm going to scale it down right now. Okay, let's move this baby over here. Tackle the spiders. Big, big, big spiders. How about we bring it up? How about we scale Shift Y? Let's give it that material first of all. Come over here and oh good, Shift D and P. So that's the level of that, so then maybe I can just bring that in. I might do this. I take it back. That's fine. Maybe this guy. this. Not saying that's the final position or anything, but let's just have a look at that. Maybe I want it over here. You can't really see much. So what I can do is I can do a quick sort of render, but let's see. Let's take this and this and join them. I'll render these with just, this material and this lights and settings and stuff so you can see it a little bit better, and then we'll come back. Well, this is what they look like. Maybe they're a little too far, too much shadow, or that's my lighting as well. Maybe I'll put them a little bit closer to the wall. I do sort of want to try to do a fish. Let's save this though, just, I'll call this 5A. For reference purposes, and let's just have a look. Yeah, let's do fish clip art, black and white. I don't want it to be too cartoony. That one might work. I think it would. It doesn't have to be overly big or anything. It becomes more like a kid's museum. What am I saying? Museum. Alright, front view, 3D cursors there, and screencast keys are on. Background image. Front. You really want to watch me do this again? Alright, where's my fish? There it is. Okay, cool. Same steps. Let's move on. Alright, so let's I guess I gotta do the whole thing. Hey, alright, we'll just do it. I don't know how this is going to work. Why shouldn't it work? I'm going to round these a little bit. Pelvic fin, caudal fin. Dissected a lot of fish. A lot of animals, university especially. Whole courses on, dissection, anatomy, comparative anatomy, whatever. And then for the lab test, they would just give you a specimen and say dissect it and label the reproductive organs. You wouldn't know what you're going to get, but you would have done it throughout the course. Oh gosh, university, science. So many years ago. What do I remember? If I didn't teach science in high school, I would have forgot it. Forgot a lot. Maybe we could do a little bit of this kind of stuff. Not too much though. Not clicking to accept your mission if you choose to accept it. Okay, let's come right back down. Okay, dorsal fin. Want a little bit of this texture. I don't have to go too crazy, but I'm obviously going crazy and I'm starting to get frustrated, so not too frustrated, but I'm losing my bearings here or something. Okay, we'll get through this. Yeah, I'm still thinking about I was thinking about now molecules instead of an atom. Like I don't know, what molecule you'd think glucose, but like again, also on the wall in very 2D. I thought water, pretty simple, kind of boring. I thought formaldehyde. I like the sort of spaceship-like shape of that. Glucose might be a bit of a drag to do, but it might be good though. So I'll experiment a bit. I also thought of like a hexagon or a honeycomb kind of pattern. Cool. Okay, here we go. Come on, fishy. Big funny lips. Let's go right to there and let's go in a bit. Let's come out. That's okay. Not going to be able to do the what's it, pectoral fin, because it's on the side and it just won't show up the way I'm doing this, so that's okay. I think as long as we get the idea that it's a fish, that's what I'm going for. Did I extrude? I think I probably have all kinds of extra points. Let's just merge those. Hope you work. I'll work on the thickness later. Remove doubles? Nothing. Alright, well, I don't know about that fin there. Take both of those and hit E to extrude. Well, I'm going to scale them down and we'll move them in and we'll see if he is worthy of the wall, the wall of shame. Okay. Let's scale it. And then I'm going to scale Shift Y. They could also be at different depths coming out of the wall too. That might look cool. I'm not particularly going for that, but Shift D, P. Give me that piece. Where'd it go? Smoothed out, right? Why does it look funny? fish has to be bigger, but it's not my favorite. So maybe it's not going to be any bigger than that. Let's try moving all of them a little closer to the wall. And I'll do that render thing again so we can see them a little bit clearer. Well, fish is not my favorite one. The bee is great. Spider looks okay. And I don't know. Maybe I need a couple molecules, or maybe that's it for that, and a couple of things on there. So maybe I'll think about some kind of an atom model or a molecule model. So give me a minute to think about that, and we'll come back. Let's do this. Make a UV sphere. I'm going to use 18 segments and 8 rings, just for the hell of it. And let's scale this baby down and bring it up to there. And you're going to get a subdivision surface. We'll try one, that should be good enough. Shift D, bring you down and out. Scale you smaller. This would be oxygen, this would be hydrogen. Set the origin there, and we'll mirror that across just like that. Very straightforward. And we'll bring in this another cylinder. Really pretty low poly anyhow. Just like that. And we'll let's move you over a bit. I think I might need a bit more. And let's rotate in the Y, just arbitrarily, not going for the correct. Let's scale that down actually, like that. Okay, 3D cursor's there, so we can, the origin's there, we can just mirror that, hit smoothing on those. Not been selected. Yeah, no, it's not. I'm just wondering if these need to be there. You know, that kind of thing. And then underneath, I'll put a plane, scale it down. Eat extrude, come up. Eat extrude will come up a bit more, and then I'll just bevel like that. I think that's good enough. Is it equal relatively? Scale in the Y, make it a bit more rectangular. And then one more cylinder, but very small, like a little pin almost. Not too small so you can't see it, but smaller than the bonds there. We'll try bringing that up and we'll see. Okay, so we'll take that and we'll scale Shift Z. Maybe even smaller. Scale Shift Z. It's a big oxygen. That's okay. It's a stylized version. Yeah, all these materials will have to be changed. That's going to be a big job too. Let's select everything and Control G to make it a group and move it back. Make it a lot smaller. It's going to go up here. some bit more light. You know, and there would be, yeah, cool.